This past weekend, I was flown, which is incredible, first time that's ever happened, to New York City to DJ. I live in Miami. I actually moved from South Florida to Tampa in 2021, then back from Tampa to Miami in 2020, at the end of 2024, because I'd been working on Graham Radio for a while. Things were going well. I also work from home. I'm an attorney. And over the last few months, bookings have really picked up with just DJing, which is so fun. And for the first time ever, I was flown out and was given a hotel room in another state. It just so happened to be fucking New York City, which is incredible. And I want to talk about it. So the venue is called Make Believe. Have you ever heard of Make Believe? Honestly, I had not heard of Make Believe beforehand, but I looked it up, I asked around, and people who live in New York City and who go out on a semi-frequent basis say that Make Believe is awesome. Now, let me tell you about this venue. It out of 5 stars, I'd give it 6. It is, it did have one small issue, which I'll tell you about in a second. But overall, rooftop energy, on point. It's on the 7th floor of a hotel called 60 Less. It's on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Does that mean anything to you if you don't live in New York City? I don't. Lower East Side, Upper West, I don't know. Freaking, it's in New York City. It's cool. So I show up in New York City. I actually kind of made a weekend about it, but I'm just going to talk about the actual show. I invited a bunch of my friends to go to the hotel room that they comped for me. The hotel room was sick. It overlooked the venue. Literally, you would open up the curtains in this hotel room, and you're overlooking the people partying at the venue. Call that a freaking green room. You know what I mean? That's so cool. So I had people in the green room, aka my hotel room. Salt shot lime. We were doing the tequila shots, which was fun. It was my mom and my stepdad's birthday that weekend, and so they happened to be in New York City as well. Just by coincidence, I get booked at the same weekend that it's their birthday. Incredible. So they came to the pregame and saw a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. Pregame was super fun. The set that I did was 11:45 to 1 a.m. and then I back-to-backed with my buddy from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. And the venue, it's a rooftop, but there's an overhanging roof, and the lights on that roof that are shining light on the dance floor. It's these sick LED lights that you can change the color of. There was actually a MIDI controller where you could use to change those lights. It was so cool. Then I will say the one thing that I do want to say about that venue that I think that could be altered a little bit is the sound. It sounded great if you were on the dance floor, and honestly, it sounded totally fine in the DJ booth, but it just could have been a little bit louder. And one thing that I heard from some people on the dance floor, they were like, hey, turn the volume up. And I would turn the volume up, and then it would start clipping, which you don't want the speakers to clip. So I would turn it down. What I heard after is that a little bit deeper into the dance floor, near the bar area, it was actually loud enough, and when I would turn it up, it would get a little bit too loud. So I think that the PA system could be fixed a little bit at Make Believe. That's honestly an easy fix. Other than that, the crowd was amazing. There's a difference between a crowd who wants commercial BS and a crowd who wants real house music, and these people wanted real house music. I mean, I wasn't playing 2010 Ricardo Villalobos, Silent Besky vibes. It was definitely more of playing. I would say the most commercial that I got was taking a request to play Dom Dalla, which I have no problem doing that. If a request is good, I'll go ahead and do that. Other than that, I mean, I played a lot of Elro. I played a lot of Solid Grooves. I played a lot of unreleased tracks that people have been sending to me. Overall, it was a fantastic show. The venue closed around 3, and the dance floor kind of cleared out around 2:30 in the morning, which is fine. And I mean, overall, it was just great. I would honestly say I've had a lot of good sets, a lot of bad sets, a lot of mid sets. This was definitely a good set. I'm going to give my entire experience DJing at Make Believe, and because you also got to factor in, they flew me out, they comped a hotel room for me, they hooked me up with alcohol. Actually, I bought a bottle of Casamigos, but other than that, They did hook me up. It was great. The venue itself was amazing. The crowd was amazing. The PA system needed a little bit of work. I'm gonna give my overall experience doing that an 8.1. I think that an 8.1 is fair. I think that's that's a very fair and honest score of like DJing there. The venue and the hotel itself, I'll give 11 stars. I think that is a beautiful spot, amazing place to go if you're just like going out in New York City or need a place to stay in New York City. Fantastic. I feel like this is an advertisement now, and I'm not bullshitting you here. Like, it's solid stuff. My 8.1 out of 10 is just from the perspective of someone who is going there like to DJ. Like, it literally amazing. And you know what? I guess 8.1 would technically be a B minus. And it's not a B minus. Like, I still want to give it an A. You know what? I'm going to increase it. I'm going to give it an 8.8. I like that. 8.8 is my review of that night, June 21st, 2025, at Make Believe in the Lower East Side at the Hotel 60 Less. I like that. I love you. Peace.